We've got Dr. Trevor Kubatzke joining us. He's the president of Lake Michigan College. You joined in 2017, and here we are a few years later, and you are announcing an amazing partnership.
Absolutely. We couldn't be more thrilled to be partners with the organizations we are and really driving Berrien County forward.
Yeah, this partnership is between Berrien RESA, Lake Michigan College, the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the Greater Niles Chamber of Commerce. It's called the Berrien Talent Collaborative, and it's all about cultivating and retaining workforce talent. So, Dr. Kubatzke, can you walk us through what the process was in thinking about why this partnership was necessary and what it's going to do?
Well, it came out of the pandemic, and we were sitting around noticing that a lot of our students liked online learning, so they stayed online, which meant we had a lot of space on our campuses that weren't being utilized fully. For years now, the RESA has been looking for a way to expand their CTE offerings, but didn't have the ability to build a building or buy a building. So I sat down with Eric Hopstock, the superintendent, and said, "Hey, I have a building. You have a need. Let's see what we can do with this." And so that kind of started the conversation. And then it melded into with Arthur Havlicek and the Niles Chamber. Hey, we have a talent need out there.
Yeah.
Our company need people.
Absolutely. And it's one of those where you're all you have all the similar goals in mind of, growing talent and helping them succeed and just kind of putting all your heads together and making it all work. And it's been really awesome to see this all play out, and really excited to see what the future holds. And this will all kind of get going starting this fall, right?
Absolutely. So the RESA now is working with parents and students to inform them of the opportunities. And basically, this is a youth apprenticeship, which would be an official apprenticeship through the federal government, where that student will, their junior year, take some classes, but also be in the workplace being paid. We all know students who are sitting in classrooms right now that really don't see college in their future or don't know that college could be in their future, but they would love to get into a job. And so this is a perfect avenue to get them started early so that when they graduate, they'll have a full-time job waiting for them and stay in our community.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most stunning statistics to me that you revealed was, according to the W.E. Upjohn Institute for Employment Research, the labor force in Berrien County alone remains more than 2,600 workers short of pre-pandemic levels. That's astonishing. What does this do? How does this get at that?
This gets at that by introducing a workforce that isn't being introduced right now. We have thousands of young people in high schools right now across our county that aren't in the workforce, or if they are, they're in that entry level non-skilled job. We want to get them into a skilled workforce early. And so employers have been clamoring on our doors. They knock on our doors and say, "Hey, I need a workforce." Well, even most of our programs have turned into apprenticeships where those people are hired before they ever come to my campus. So I don't have this population just exiting our doors waiting to get into the workforce. So why not take a new population that, one, if they do go off to college, may never come back, or come back in 20 years to raise a family because it's a great place.
Sure.
But let's keep them here now. Let's put them in that job. Let's give them some education. Let's give them a credential that they can grow on throughout their life.
We're talking with Dr. Trevor Kubatzke, president of Lake Michigan College, about this talent collaborative. So what needs to happen between now and the fall? As you mentioned, a lot of businesses, and you guys work with a lot of area businesses to kind of figure out, and cater to them about their training and find what kind of fill those gaps there. And with this collaborative, do businesses need to sign up to be a part of this, or how does that work? How do you connect all that final dot of getting them into the workforce?
Sure. So we've been going out and working with businesses for the last 6-8 months. So we already have a pool of employers. And I need to mention that this isn't your typical, we think of apprentices, we think of welding, we think of machining. There are over 1,000 occupations that are certified by the federal government. So this could be in banking, this could be in accounting, this could be in many, many fields. So we'll start this fall. We're going to hopefully start with a good solid number, but not too much. We want to kind of grow this as we go. signing up businesses that will take students. The one thing that is important, that the business has to identify a mentor, a one-on-one mentor, so that student in the business has someone to go to at all times. And then parents and students will sign up in their relative schools to be part of this program. But the big part that we need to do is we need to get all the paperwork ready for the federal government. So that's our next step, is to get all these certifications. Of course, we already offer apprenticeships for adults, so we know the process. It's not new to us, but there are a few other hoops when you're working with youth.
Now we talk about the workforce need. You talk about the businesses that you've contacted and kind of the needs that are happening there. What does this feel like from the student perspective? The students now have additional opportunities before them. You mentioned the mentoring aspect as well, which I find fabulous, because once you get into kind of a strange new place and new environment, you need somebody to Sherpa you through that. But Dr. Kubatzke, what does it feel like from the student perspective?
Well, I think this is kind of a win-win for employers. When we talk to employers who are hiring, graduates off the street, their turnover rate is very high. But they're throwing them into their business, putting them on a machine or putting them in an office, and good luck. Where this is a handoff, if you will. So they're getting training in the schools, so they will do some of their CTE training in their local school or a local school. But these students are also used to going to school every day. So it's not a matter of graduated and now I have to go to work. I'm just going to school, but I get to go to work to do that. So not only do you have someone at the school helping that student, you have someone in the business helping that student. And studies show that 94% of apprentices end up in that full-time job and stay there, which is not the statistic you see if you just hire enough the street.
Yeah, good. What else should we be thinking about this, Dr. Kubatzke?
I think all the businesses out there should be thinking, how do I get into this? How do I bring someone on? The thing we hear is, the student's going to work 10 hours their first year a week. Does that really help me? And I always say, well, if you can't find someone, you have 0 hours. So 10's better than 0.
Yeah.
But then we also have parents who might be thinking, this is kind of a new concept, and what do we do with it? And when we talk to them, we go back to about years ago when we started the early middle college, the 5-year program where a student doesn't graduate with their class, they wait an extra year and get an associate's degree. That was very strange at first too. But now we have parents just thanking us profusely that, hey, my child got an associate degree free of charge by that 1 extra year. So this is going to take some conversation, but I think in 3 or 4 years, this is just going to be how we do business.
That's awesome. Fantastic. That's great. Well, thanks for joining us. It's the Berrien Talent Collaborative. It's a partnership between Berrien RESA, Lake Michigan College, the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the Greater Niles Chamber of Commerce. We love seeing the holistic approach, so thank you for bringing this forward.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
If we want to learn more about this, whether we're a business or parents or students potentially want to learn more about this, is there a good place for us to find all that stuff?
BerrienTalent.org. And on that page, you'll see a button for employers, a button for parents, a button for schools. We have information on each of those for those groups.
Fantastic.
I knew I should have picked up that domain.
You got to have talent first.
BerrienTalent.org. That's right.
Man, we need apprentices.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need people following us around.
We're going to check out the website.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.